What's going on, everybody in the Wilson Auto Detailing community? It's been so long since we've had a live stream, or actually, it's been so long since we've even had a video. But real fast, if you are watching on the replay, then you can go ahead and probably skip to around minute 10 because unless you want to stick around for like kind of the explanation for the absence in the videos and things like that. So again, if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and skip to probably around minute 10. But I'm just going to give it a second and let everybody kind of join on as I normally do because it takes a second to kind of process all this stuff. So, Robert, what's up? So good to see you. Ricardo, long time. It's been a super long time. Callus Auto Detailing, what's up? Chase, how you doing? Yeah, so as you guys are joining in, like as normal, obviously, put in where you are from so I know where you're watching from around the world because it's super cool. So, guys, I'm going to give it a second and let people kind of filter in. Victor said, nice haircut. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate that. So Isaac, it's good to see you. Daniel, glad to be back. East Coast Auto Details, so good to see you. Yes. Okay, so we got Daytona Beach, Florida. We got Boston, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Simi Valley, California, Melbourne, Australia, Colorado, Knoxville, Tennessee, Long Island, Denmark. Got people from Europe, which is awesome. So, yes. I'm going to give it just a couple or just a little bit to let everybody kind of filter back in. Horland says, back like you never left. Yes. Jared says, Michigan. Will, saludos de México, desde México. Hola a todos mis amigos de Sudamérica. Gracias que estás aquí. Y lo siento que por la ausencia. St. Petersburg, Florida. William, what's up? New Jersey. Very cool. Yeah, so people are filtering in. So, yep. Missouri. All right, sweet. So we have a lot of people watching right now. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain to you guys why, or kind of the whole process of what happened and why there's been some absence in the videos, but why today I'm back. And Ben's Dodge says, haircut is on point. Thank you. Paid $25 for this bad boy, so glad. Pittsburgh, yes. What's up? Washington, San Diego. All right, guys, so we got about 45 people on right now, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain. Prestige Mobile Auto Detailing, good to be back. So glad that you're here. So basically, Puerto Rico está aquí también. So basically, here's what happened. As you guys know, there has been about a 3 to 4 week period where there have been no videos, and it's been like the Wilson Auto Detailing channel was like totally silent. So what had happened was I was detailing a car in one of my more popular neighborhoods, and as I was coming home, I got rear-ended by a truck. And I know I already told you guys this, but basically what happened is he rear-ended me. I had to take it to the shop, and just in case you guys didn't know, when you're getting your car fixed, if the damage exceeds 75% of what the car is actually worth, then they total it. So what happened is they started fixing it, and as they started tearing the car apart more, they started to see more damage. And so as they saw more damage, they realized it was going to cost more and more and more. And because the car was only worth around $16,000 and the repair was going to be more than like $12,000, they went ahead and totaled it because, again, it doesn't make sense to fix something that's going to cost almost what the value of the car is. So that is why my car got totaled. Not because I got hurt or anything, but because it financially didn't make any sense, and that's just what they do. So my car got totaled, and I was in a bit of a bind because tell me in the chat if you guys can hear me well, because Ricardo says he can't hear anything, but I just want to make sure everybody, can you hear? Is the audio okay? Let me know in the messages if the audio is okay. But I'm going to keep going. So, I had like a certain period of time. Okay, everybody says the audio is good. I'm glad. So there was a period of time where I was like without a car basically. So I had a rental car, and then I had to kind of decide if I was going to get another new car or if I was not going to get a new car, because basically the insurance company sent me a check for the value of my car that got totaled so that I could buy a new car, or basically start from where I was before the crash happened. So it took some time to like decide what I was going to do. And so what I ended up doing is my mom drove a Hyundai Sonata, which is a little bit bigger sedan than what I had. And she ended up she was in the market for a different car, basically. So, Courtney Tipton says that you guys can hear me great. I'm so glad. Okay, so, my mom got a new car and I got her old car. So, for those of you who don't know, I am now driving a Hyundai Sonata, and I am going to I haven't made any videos about it or detailed it yet, because instead of me going ahead and detailing it, I thought it would be a better idea to make a playlist on the channel of every step that I take from beginning to end to completely detail it. So I am going to go ahead and start making videos on that like tomorrow, and take you guys through the whole process. So, yeah. So that's what happened. So now my mom drives a new car, or a different car, and I drive her old Hyundai Sonata that has around like 150,000 miles on it. So, and then of course I just took the insurance money and I put it in the bank. So, it was a good deal because it's a 2010, it's in good condition, and rather than spending money on a new car, I just got to put money in the bank, and I already had a car, and so it all worked out. But the reason there was such an absence is because I was, for a few weeks, not working, because obviously it was like this transition between my car being totaled and then getting a new car. And so I had to and then the rental company, there were some things that happened with the rental company where they needed the car sooner than I really wanted to turn it in. And so anyways, I had to pay them, and a lot of stuff happened. But all in all, it was actually a very good deal, and it worked out perfectly. So for those of you who've been wondering, I'm back in business. I'm back detailing. I'm back on YouTube, and I am now driving a Hyundai Sonata. And the beauty of it all is that I got to put money in the bank, and we're going to get to do a sweet playlist as far as detailing the whole Sonata goes. And so we'll see like from start to finish all of that process. And so it'll be awesome. And of course, I'm going to do like interior, but then exterior is probably going to be more interesting because we'll do like paint correction, and we'll probably start with I'll probably bring in a rotary polisher to kind of get into that area of things. And I think it'll be awesome for the channel. And I think that you guys will really, really appreciate it and like it. So that was a long explanation, but that is what happened. And yes. So that is why I've been lacking videos, but fear not, because videos are coming starting today, because here I am sitting in front of my computer chatting with you guys. So today we're going to go ahead and get into this and pick up basically where we left off. And if you have questions, which everybody normally does, will you please save your questions until the end, because we'll probably do like 20 minutes of question and answer so that you guys can ask the questions that you have. But basically, I'm just going to try to act like nothing happened and pick up where we left off. And this is going to be in the playlist of website building, SEO, Google search, all that sort of stuff. And because the last live stream we did was about Facebook, we need to pick up with Instagram. And so we're going to be talking about Instagram in this live stream. So In this live stream, we are going to be discussing Instagram and how to use Instagram and social media in general to rank your website on Google as like the primary purpose of it, but also to get business. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and Patrick, yes, I got a Hyundai Sonata. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm just going to go to my Instagram page, and I'm going to show you guys what I've done, and I'm going to show you guys what you can do, and we're just going to start there. We're going to start with my Instagram page. So, let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Now, Instagram.com. So for those of you who don't know, and most of you probably know, oh, look at that. Oh, that's just could not be more perfect. Okay, so here we go, guys. So for those of you who don't know the difference between Instagram and the rest of the social media platforms, allow me to inform you. So Instagram is obviously a photo-based platform. So you will see a lot of videos on Facebook, you'll see videos on YouTube, you'll see videos and articles on Tumblr, you'll see different things like that on these different platforms. But obviously Instagram, you have mostly pictures. So there are some videos, obviously, because every social media platform allows videos nowadays. But for the most part, Instagram is going to be picture. So, having said that, it is important to understand that on Instagram, I only have a business account, okay? Facebook, I have a personal account. I also have a business account. Instagram, I only have a business account. The reason I have a business account on Instagram is the same reason that I have a business page on any sort of platform like YouTube or Facebook, because it works as a backlink, okay? So this up here is a backlink for my website, okay? And actually, in this case, it is a backlink for YouTube, okay? Because you'll see, if I click right here, it takes me to my YouTube page. At least I hope it does. Yes, see, it takes me to my YouTube page. So I use Instagram as a backlink for my YouTube, but other people and you guys in particular ought to use Instagram as a backlink to your website, okay? Which basically just means your website is connected here rather than your, assuming you don't have a YouTube channel. So this is what should come up when you click the link. It should be your website, just like this is my website, okay? So if you don't know what a backlink is, I'm not going to explain that because that was in another video and it takes too long to explain, but you just need to understand that, number one, go watch that video, and number two, Instagram works the same way as Facebook does as far as authority for your website is concerned. It works as a backlink. So you can check out my Instagram page. It's really not like crazy, like interesting or anything, but obviously there's a common theme, and it is cars, because it's a Wilson Auto Detailing Instagram page. It's all about detailing. So obviously, there's going to be a theme. Here is something that I would like to point out, because obviously the whole goal with Instagram and getting your website ranked with Instagram is to get more followers. So relative to a lot of people, I do not have a huge following, okay? Now, part of that is due to the fact that I didn't really understand Instagram until like 8 months ago, and then part of that is also due to the fact that I don't really try very hard to get a big following on Instagram, because most of my energy goes to YouTube, because YouTube tends to be so demanding. So relative to other people, 1,089 followers is not very many, though it's a good amount. It's a pretty substantial amount of followers as far as ranking my website is concerned. Now, the reason you want followers is the same reason that we talked about before, because the more traffic your Instagram business page gets, assuming your website is linked to your Instagram page, the more traffic your Instagram page gets, the more authority your website gains in Google, okay? So, I've said this before, but I will repeat it. It's very important to understand that if you make an Instagram page and then you just leave it alone and you don't work hard to gain some sort of following on it, then it will not fulfill the purpose for which I am talking about, okay? you need to create an Instagram page and then spend some time every day posting so that it can begin to gain traffic, because unless it gains traffic, your website means nothing, okay? Because Google looks at popular Instagram pages and says, since this Instagram page is so popular, let's look at the website that's linked to it, and maybe this website will also be popular because the Instagram page is popular. So let's boost the website a little bit in the search engine because I bet people would like this, okay? So that is one huge strategy that I have used to rank my website on Google. I have used social media platforms and specifically Instagram. And for those of you who don't know, Instagram is a machine, okay? Instagram will make you money. And I don't just mean like online money, because obviously you can make money online with social media pages, but Instagram will bring you business because it is a physical thing that people can look at, like rather than a status, it is a picture that a person can see and a potential customer can see, and it's a good picture at that, because Instagram, the idea of Instagram is that the best pictures you have are the ones that get posted. So rather than Facebook where like everything gets posted, Instagram is supposed to be more, it's like designed to be more like of a crisp photo, if that makes sense. So that's why it's annoying when people take like selfies 1,000 times, post on Instagram, because they're waiting to get the best one. So the idea is consistent. You want the best one on Instagram for more than one reason, obviously, because it's going to bring you traffic, but also because the people in your area who are local to you, who follow you, and are your potential customers, will find you on Instagram, they will look at your page, they will see all those glorious photos, and they'll direct message you. So I cannot tell you how many customers I have direct messaging me on Instagram. I actually have so many messages right now on Instagram that I have been procrastinating responding to them all because it's a little overwhelming to me. So I'm like, it's like one of those things where there's so much to respond to that I feel overwhelmed. And so I'm just telling you, you don't have to have a huge following and it's going to bring you business, but more importantly, it's going to rank your website. So let's just talk about a few strategies as far as actually growing an Instagram page, okay? So Courtney Tipton says, crisp photos. She wanted to emphasize that. That was a good way to word it. Crisp photos. You want crisp photos, okay, guys? Crisp. So, let me share my screen and show you guys some strategies that I personally have used to gain some following on Instagram, okay? Here we go. So, obviously, I have a lot of posts thus far. Technically, or to be specific, I have 139 posts, okay? So 139 pictures have been posted. My pictures probably average around like 95 to like 100 likes, okay? Normally, okay? So here is what I do, okay? And as a disclaimer, I have not done this the past like 3 weeks because I've been like off of the internet for the past 3 weeks. But assuming your car doesn't get totaled and you go on with life as normal, what I would do is I would basically try to post one picture a day, okay? And I wasn't always consistent with that, though that is the best strategy. I would try to post one picture a day. Now, as I was posting pictures, I was thinking, what kind of pictures get the most likes? Because the more likes you get, the more engagement the picture gets, and the more traffic your Instagram page will receive. So you want to get likes, which is what these little hearts are, or should I say loves? I don't know. And you want to get comments, okay? So as a rule, pictures with people in it get more engagement, okay? So here's me. I'm the face of this picture. My brother is behind me. This is what my brother looks like. He's hilarious. Anyways, this picture has 107 likes, which is more than what I normally get, because why? Well, there's a consistent theme. There's people inside of it. And there's a lot of color, okay? There's a lot of what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's vibrant, okay? Maybe that's not the right word, I don't know. But check out this picture. My face is not even like a good picture, okay? I look like a freak, but my face is like at the front of it, okay? So statistically speaking, people connect more with people than they do objects, okay? We just know that, all right? So check this out. This picture has 94 likes. I'm in it, but it has 94. This picture was taken at the same day with the same car, okay? And this has 107 likes, okay? It's not a substantial difference, but it is enough of a difference to make me think like, why did, 13 more people like this one, okay? It's interesting to me because my face is seen very prominently right here, okay? There's like a connection because my eyes are looking at you, okay? Here, I'm in it. It's still got a substantial amount of likes, but it's not any sort of like connection whatsoever, okay? This picture is just a car. It got 64 likes. There's a reason for that because there's no person. Humans, our brains, we don't connect with objects. We connect with people, okay? So, let's see what else I can do here. See, okay, right here, 97 likes. My face is right there, okay? Let's see. Here we go. This is actually earlier in it, so the likes decrease as you go down because this is when I had less followers. But you guys basically understand what I'm talking about, okay? This picture, my face is right there. I had this weird mask. 99 likes, okay? So, you guys get the picture, right? No pun intended. It makes sense, okay? It makes a lot of sense, actually. So rule number one, people, and anybody you like listen to on YouTube who has a substantial following on Instagram will tell you the same thing. People like pictures with people in them. And that's a mistake a lot of people make in the detailing world because in the detailing world, people take pictures of their jobs and their cars, but they don't take pictures of themselves like with their cars. So for you guys, please put yourself in the picture because people can connect with that way better, okay? Way better, all right? So, back to Instagram. Put yourself in the picture. Number two, people like pictures that have a lot of color, number one, and number two are brighter, okay? So, I don't know why this is, but it's just like people do all these studies with social media and they've found that people, the pictures that are brighter and that have more colors get more engagement than pictures that do not, okay? So I always try to put some sort of color and stuff like that and make it like, on Instagram you can filter it, you can put different filters over the picture so you can make it brighter or less bright. But anyways, pictures with more bright, vibrant colors get more engagement, okay? So, now that we've established that, okay, what do you need to do other than posting pictures to start getting traffic to your Instagram page? Well, the most obvious answer and probably where your minds are going is video. Every social media platform is moving towards video. Washington Correa, I saw what you just did, and I will point it out in just a second, I promise. Give me just a second because I tend to lose my train of thought when I point it out and I don't finish what I'm saying. So, hold on. So, every social media platform is developing the tendency to move toward video. And actually the whole internet is moving toward video. And in fact, if you read studies, you can look it up on Google right now if you wanted to. There are a ton of studies that people are predicting, like internet, like computer programmers and website builders, all these people are predicting that by 2020, or what, by 2025 maybe, over 75% of everything, all the content you consume online is going to be video. So it's a good time to get in on video right now because it's new enough to where not everybody's doing it, but it's going to take over the world, and it is taking over the world already. So video is a good thing. I'm not saying start a YouTube channel because I don't think that is for everybody, because if you don't know what you're talking about and you start on YouTube, you will get destroyed. But video is a very good thing to post on Instagram, though I would post more pictures than I would video because, once again, Instagram is predominantly a picture-based platform. However, let's look at some videos just so you guys can see an example of my own Instagram page and how videos get engagement. So here's a video of me polishing a BMW, okay, using a dual action polisher. I was doing a two-stage polish just to kind of revamp the color of the paint is all in this job. So basically I just edited it on iMovie. On Instagram, you are not allowed to post a video that is longer than 60 seconds. So this is 60 seconds, and it ends like right now with my logo. Yes, right there. So this has 301 views in total and 56 likes, okay? So you can see that that video got a pretty substantial amount of views, but it didn't get a lot of likes, okay? So let's look at another one. Here's another video, okay? 275 views, 64 likes, okay? Let's look at one more here. Here's a video that I'm in, okay? So I'm in this video, 350 views. So you see how it went up. Because why? Because I'm in it and people connect with it, but still only 66 likes, okay? We'll look at one more. This is the one with the Lotus, one of my maintenance clients, 308 views, 73 likes, okay? Probably because this video was just more interesting because this car is pretty interesting. So the point remains the same. Video gets less engagement, and as such, it should be less of a priority, in my opinion, because you want to get the most engagement possible, okay? Things like this, captioned pictures, tend to get good amounts of engagement, okay? Let's see here. Things like this tend to get less engagement, okay? Let's see. Close-ups like this tend to get a lot of engagement, okay? A lot of likes, all right? So, let's see here. You guys can see the point that I'm making. The whole idea behind all of this, and the important thing to understand, is that, let's see if I can share here we go. Yes, so the important thing to understand is that the point of this live stream in particular in relation to Instagram is simply to rank your website. So the goal is to get as much traffic to your Instagram page as you can, not because your Instagram page is your foundation to your business, but because it will make your foundation stronger. So your website tends to be the most foundational thing about your customer base. The Instagram page is only a helper to the website, okay? So people do not go to your Instagram page to learn about your services and your pricing. They go to your website for that. But your Instagram page will funnel people to your website, and it will cause your website to rank well on the Google, okay? So with that being said, the last thing that I am going to talk about on how to grow on Instagram is pretty simple. And as far as growing on Instagram, the sad thing is that most people start and they try and then they give up because nothing's happening. And they have like 200 followers and they just can't get past like this plateau. But if you find yourself in that point, like everybody's trying to figure out the secret. Like everybody's like, what's the secret to growing on YouTube? And what's the secret to growing on Instagram? What's the secret to Facebook? And it's like, well, there's tricks that you can use, but at the end of the day, honestly, it's just posting really good stuff that people like, okay? So post valuable stuff that not everybody else is doing and that people engage with. Like experiment a little bit, post things, see how it works. If it didn't work well, try something else. Like get creative, but you can't grow on social media unless you like are in it for the long haul. Like there are people who explode overnight, but by and large, the vast majority of people do not. So It's really important that you understand, like, it is a long-tailed strategy. This is not a short-term game. So, Doug actually brings up a good point, and I will talk on that. Hashtags. Hashtags on Instagram are, I'm not like an Instagram expert, okay? So let me just say that. I have never like taught a class on Instagram. I've just researched a bunch. So I'm just telling you guys what I have researched and what has helped me, okay? Hashtags have helped me. And there are people who tell you that hashtags are useless, and I don't know that that's true because hashtags have helped me a ton, because what happens is when you use someone else's hashtag, a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of time, your photo will show up on their feed and they will like your photo. And if you get recognized by someone on Instagram who has a very large following, then that is obviously very good for you because they might give you a shout out or they might like your stuff, and people like what, this is going to be weird to say, but people like what the people they like. Okay? So if I love Justin Bieber and Justin Bieber likes this juice bar Instagram page and I see that he did, then I might go to the juice bar Instagram page and be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So that's the idea. Hashtags is a good thing. You can actually Google popular hashtags on Instagram. Let me tell you what I've heard. I've heard people I trust say opposite things. I've heard some people I trust say use hashtags from really like that are really famous and really popular and have like 500,000 posts under them. And then I've heard people say only use hashtags that are more rare and kind of less famous because it's easier to get recognized that way. I don't really know which one is true. I've used both and I've done both and they've both worked well. I think that it has worked better for me to use really popular hashtags than it has not so popular hashtags. But I can't speak on that a ton because I'm not sure. It's something that I'm experimenting. Like, I'm still experimenting with Instagram. So you have to understand, like, I'm still getting my feet on the ground with Instagram, and I'm just telling you guys what's helped me so far. So, the only other thing, guys, that I would say is a good thing to do is tag other detailers in your posts. Like, tag Wilson Auto Detailing in your post. When you post a picture, instead of just hashtag, you can hashtag Wilson Auto Detailing, but tag Wilson Auto Detailing and then do it with other people. Like, do it with more famous people than me on Instagram. Like, do it with like people who have a 10,000 following and 20,000 following, like Detailer's Den. Tag them because that actually notifies them that you posted and tagged them. And there are certain pages that actually are literally dedicated to putting up other people's photos. So if you can get on a really famous detailer's like Instagram page and they actually put your picture up and recognize you, that's going to help you a ton. So anyways, those are like, understand that those are very simple strategies to Instagram, but the reason they're so simple is because the social media game is not like blow up overnight. It's like, get in it for the long haul, dedicate to be consistent and upload regularly, and the consistency and the value that you offer with your post are that's what's going to make you grow. So it's the same thing with my YouTube channel. Like, my YouTube channel did not start out very popular, but now it grows a lot and it's growing a lot. And it's because people like the content. So focus on the content because that is what is going to help you. And as far as Instagram goes, those are very few strategies that you can use, but more than anything else, being consistent. The people who don't grow are the people who start and then give up because nothing happened in like a month. Like, I always tell people, I'll do anything for like 6 months to a year, but I'm not going to give up on something before I've done it for at least like 6 months and still not seen any results. So it's the same thing with like the business, like my own businesses. Like, I have my detailing business, but I also have online businesses. I'm not going to give up on my online businesses before a year because you have to give these things time to like get rooted and start producing. You can't dig up a tree the second you plant it because it's not going to bear any fruit. Like it has to have time to grow and bear fruit. So it's the same exact thing. Try something, dedicate a year of your life to spending some time on it. And if after a year it doesn't, prove to be like fruitful, then don't do it. But give some time, okay? So guys, with that, I'll go ahead and do like 15-ish minutes of question and answer. And so I'll go ahead and answer questions that have been put in the messages. But if you have questions specifically on anything, Instagram, social media, websites, detailing, all that sort of stuff, go ahead and put it in the messages. I'm going to try to get to everybody, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to everybody. So, before I do that, I'd like to acknowledge Washington Correa, because Washington Correa just super chatted me $5, and he's actually done that 2 times before. So Washington Correa, thank you so much that you are involved in the Wilson Auto Detailing community, and know that I love you and I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for your involvement. You rock. Okay, so Jeff Townsend says, what do you prefer as far as protection for dash that's cost effective for the driveway detailer? Honestly, Jeff, one of my favorite things to use is Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax, because even though it's a spray wax, it has the same effect on the interior of a car, but it doesn't shine your dash. So I don't like shiny dashboards because I think it looks tacky and it's oily, and I think it shows that you're not very good at what you do, to be honest. So I think that the Meguiar Synthetic Express Spray Wax not only protects, but it adds a really, really, really dull shine, and it just keeps everything really, really, really protected. So, and it's very easy to apply and take off. So that's what I would go with. Junior says, does a company sponsor you? I own a couple different businesses at this point. So as far as YouTube, no. There have been companies that have asked to sponsor me, but I turned them down because I didn't really like them very much. I didn't trust that they had everybody's best interest in mind. So until I find somebody who I feel like has a great product and is doing well and doing the right thing, I will not be sponsored by anybody on YouTube, because I don't want to be. I don't want to be married to somebody and then not be able to give the best information because I feel like they're paying me money to like promote them. Do you plan on doing auto detailing for a life career or something else? No, I don't plan on doing auto detailing for a life career. I am a Christian, and I've actually talked about this before. But 7 years ago, basically to make it simple, 7 years ago, Jesus radically changed my life, and I've never been the same since. And so, because Jesus totally changed my life, I am actually going to go into full-time ministry because that is what I really love, but I'm also kind of a business guy, so I will probably always own businesses, but I will be in full-time ministry, yeah. I really love God. So that's what I want to do. I want to travel, and I want to do full-time ministry. Justin says, I'm considering an app for my detailing business. What do you think? Justin, an app is doable, but I would just say be careful. Number one, because with an app, you have to have some sort of platform to be able to show people that it even exists. There's so many apps in the world that you have to have an audience to launch it to. And number two, if you're talking about an app to book jobs, for people to book hours with you, it's a dangerous game in my opinion, unless you know exactly how much time it's going to take to do a car. It's going to be difficult, because what if somebody books you from 7 a.m. to noon, but the car takes you from 7 a.m. to 1, and then you already have somebody else booked in the one spot? It gets sticky. So I would just say, think about those things. Julian Franco says, what type of Christian? I don't know how to answer that question, because I'm just a Christian who believes the Bible. I believe the Bible is totally true, and it's the Word of God, and everything I think, every opinion I have, every decision I make in life, I base it on what the Bible says, because I believe that from Genesis to Revelation, from start to finish, that is the Word of God. So why would I have my own opinion when God has already given me his? That's what kind of Christian I am. Leroy's Detailing says, I got a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, Get It. Yeah, I've actually read it. It's by a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. And Gary Vaynerchuk is a really awesome entrepreneur, and he knows a lot more than I do. So if you don't subscribe to his channel on YouTube, go subscribe to Gary Vaynerchuk because he's a very, very successful guy. Sam Evans says, what would be one tip for someone starting out and wanting to get enough business? I would say grind really hard in PR. Like, hand out as many flyers, as many business cards, put in as many yard signs as you possibly can. That's what I did, and that's how I started. I didn't have a website. So all this website stuff is for people who are more established, I would say. I would say if you're just starting out, please don't give up. Like what I just said, if you're just starting out, it doesn't come instantly. So you need to understand that it is going to take time, but work hard and it's gonna work. Work hard and you can do it. Seriously, we live in the United States of America. Arguably, and I know people disagree with this, but the United States of America is arguably the best nation in the world. And I'm not saying that because I'm some crazy patriot. I'm saying economically, the way we live, the rights we have, the fact that we have rights, I have the right to deny a police officer to search my car if he doesn't have probable cause. I can say, no, you're not allowed to do that. We live in a country that is so amazing. We live in a capitalistic, free government and economy. And that is amazing to me. There is so much opportunity in the United States. It is amazing. And so I would just say, don't give up. Because I think the statistic I read was 97% of businesses fail in the first year. And almost all of them, all of their failures were due to the fact that people stopped. They just stopped. I don't know if you've ever read the book Jobs or Steve Jobs, not his autobiography, but his biography. But Steve Jobs started Apple, arguably the most successful company in the world. Literally, people are starting to call Apple the #1 most successful company in the world. Steve Jobs was kicked out of his own company. So please, for the love of God, don't give up, because giving up ensures that you're going to fail. But William Vega just super chatted me $5 and said, you've helped me greatly on working on my website. I want to keep it simple and to know what template to use on Squarespace. The value you provide is worth much more. Thanks again. William, thank you so much for being involved. Thank you so much for contributing. I hope my gratitude is clearly communicated through a screen. But as far as your question goes, I actually do remember the template I used was called Bedford, Bedford. But what I did is after I chose that template, I erased so much of that was on there that I kind of started from scratch, basically, if that makes sense. So check out Bedford, see if you like it. But yeah, man, I think you're right. Choose whatever one you want. And I don't know, just take some time and see which ones you think is going to suit what you're trying to communicate most clearly. Ryan says, what other businesses do you own? I own an Amazon business. That's the one that I'm working on most right now. And it's actually, I'm going to launch a product on the channel that's actually a Wilson Auto Detailing product. And so I'm working on that a lot right now. But that's the other business that most of my energy goes to. Courtney Tipton says, I don't live in America. Do you think I can still be successful? Courtney, I don't think so. I don't think so. If you don't live in America, success doesn't exist. I'm just kidding. That's for those of you who think I'm being serious. I'm being totally sarcastic. Oh God. Okay. Let's see, let's see. Martin says, "You're smart, man. You understand so much about businesses, etc., and things in general. I'm sure you'll succeed um, in your future businesses outside of detailing." And then I'm pretty sure I just saw, who was it? Tolly's Detailing and Family Vlogs. How did it go with your car? How's everybody doing? Really, really good, man. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Tolly's Detailing and Family Vlogs just super chatted me $100. Actually, for the second time. Tolly's Detailing and Family Vlogs says, "God bless, keep it up for people that are starting with a business. Some need guidance. I stopped by to say hi, take care." Tolly's Detailing and Family Vlogs. Number one, thank you so much. Number two, I love you. And number three, thank you so much for being involved, because I think other people are moved by your gratitude, man. So you're amazing, and God bless you, dude. So Tolly's Detailing and Family Vlogs, thank you so much. So much. And by the way, please email me, Tolly's Detailing. Email me at wilsonautodetailing3, because I'd like to talk to you. Prestige Mobile Auto Detailing says, "Have you ever considered having an SUV for your detailing?" And yes, I have. And I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. But it's not something that I need right now, because detailing is not my only business. And so if it was my only business and I was putting 100% of my effort towards it, I would probably get a van. But because I'm putting a lot of my energy towards detailing, a lot of my energy towards YouTube, a lot of my energy towards Amazon, it's not something I'm trying to blow up super fast. So yeah, yes. Let's see here. Let's see. Um, Julian Franco says, "I'm a Jehovah's Witness." Cool. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. Not at all. Miguel says, "Do you use an acid rinse when you finish attacking carpets with APC? I've heard you need to I've heard you need to do I've heard you need to so the carpets can stiffen in the future." Okay, I'll address that. So a lot of people do that, but it's not something that's necessary, number one. And then number two, a lot of times people do that because they feel like, Frank, I missed you too. A lot of times people do an acid rinse because they feel like they don't want anything left over in the carpets. Like they don't want any soap or I'm sorry, they don't want any APC or dirt left over. And so an acid rinse is their way of flushing everything out. But I just don't think it's necessary. You know what I mean? I've done this for a long time, for many years now, and never has a customer ever walked up to me and been like, "Hey, is there still some dirt in my carpet?" You're never going to get everything out. You're going to improve it, and probably improve it to the point of perfection beyond noticeability. But at a microscopic level, obviously there's still things there. You know what I mean? Edgar asks, "Have I always worked for myself?" Yes, I've always worked for myself. I started doing entrepreneurial things when I was 11. I remember I started a lemonade stand because my mom said, "We're going to the mall and I don't have money to buy you anything, but if you want to buy something, you can bring your own money." But I didn't have any money, so I went and bought lemonade for $13. I bought a big powder thing, I bought a pitcher, and I bought some cups, and I bought a igloo cooler, a little styrofoam one to keep the ice in, and I sold lemonade. And I remember I made $19 in 45 minutes, and I thought to myself, why would I ever? I remember thinking to myself as an 11-year-old kid, why would I go work for someone when I can make money working for myself? And I can make more money working for myself. And actually, you'll find that the people who are very, very wealthy, the people who roll in millions of dollars and billions of dollars, guess what? They work for themselves. They don't work for other people. So I'm not saying working for other people is bad. A lot of people start that way, but it is statistically speaking, this isn't an opinion. This is just a fact based on how many rich people there are in the world and what they do. It is difficult to become very, very, very wealthy when you work for someone else. It's possible, but it is much easier to do working for yourself. I mean, it's much more possible to do working for yourself. It's not easy, but let's see. Is Optimum car care products in your arsenal? Yes. I love Optimum car care products. I haven't put a lot of them on the channel, but I'm just trying not to let all my cats out of the bag at one time. But yes, they're an absolutely amazing company. Jeff Townsend says, I'm at work right now making the boss rich. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you work for someone else, you're making the person you work for wealthy. You're not making yourself wealthy. Come on. McDonald's employees are making McDonald's wealthy. They're not making themselves wealthy, okay? Get a sales job. If you work for someone else, get a sales job and tell your boss, I am willing to only be paid on commission if there's no cap. And then kill it and make $500,000 a year being a salesman with no cap commission. That's a way quicker way to work for someone else and become wealthy. Frank says, I take more pride in my work when you work for yourself. You take more pride in your work when you work for yourself. Yeah, definitely. I think so. Robert says, I told my boss, nice car, and he said if I work hard and put in all my effort, he will be able to buy a new one next year. That's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, but your boss has the right idea. Like, your boss is probably a really wealthy man because of that one comment right there. You said, you're his employee and said, hey, nice car. And he said, thanks. If you keep working hard, I'll get a new one next year. Like, he's built a lifestyle around other people working. Like, I think that's very smart, to be honest. Edgar says, wow, keep grinding. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Totally. Robert says Griots, question mark. I love Griots Garage products. I love the Griots Garage Polisher. Check out my videos on it. I think it's really, really awesome. High Def Detail says, who do you have take pictures of you while you're detailing when I work by myself? I just have a tripod and I put my phone in it and I take pictures that way. It's a little awkward and like weird. I totally get that. But do you want to grow or do you want to stay the same? Being uncomfortable is a good thing. Prestige Mobile Auto Detailing says, exactly. Don't spend your whole life working to make someone else's dreams come true. I love that. That is very, very good. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I think the point has gotten across. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. And High Def Detail, I know you do, and you're going to. I love you guys. Stay tuned for the video that I'm going to post tomorrow, and just know that from now on, we're back on our regular posting schedule. I'll let you guys know I'm thinking of only posting through the winter, through December, January, and February. I'm thinking of posting every other day rather than every day, so I'll let you guys know if that's what I decide to do. But for now, thank you guys so much for being involved. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. And as always, it's been a while since I've said this. And as always, from Luke, here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I will see you guys in the next video.